following is intended only for mature listeners. Note-taking is highly recommended. Viewer discretion advised.
From this day forward, put your blinders onto the world. So you have to know the psychology of the person who you're selling to. That's the focus that we need to have.
The money needs to be invested into ads. That's your rent. Ads is your rent to live on the internet.
And that's how you really be efficient with this shit. And that's how you gon' see success. You know what I mean?
Nah, look, bro. So, we got this right here, right? You know what I'm saying? It's the all-in-one, right? This is the all-in-one direct-to-consumer playbook. So basically, this is a workbook, right? This is a workbook. It's called Strategize with a Vision. SWAV, that stands for SWAV, starts with a vision, you know what I'm saying? So strategize with a vision. When you strategizing for your business, you gotta strategize with a vision. You feel me? A vision is the beginning of everything. So we got this workbook, and we're gonna be working out of this workbook for this conference right here. So we got a whole bunch of stuff that we're gonna be diving into, right? Front end, the back end, marketing, content, you know what I'm saying? Your team, your infrastructure, your business, everything. So this right here is gonna change so many people's lives today on a cellular level and on a deeper level. This is a direct-to-consumer event, and we focusing on D2C. When I say D2C, I mean direct-to-consumer. You know, you have to understand that if you wanna build a business that's a product-based business, it's extremely important to understand that you need to have a direct communication and connection with your customer base. That's what direct-to-consumer is all about. So with this event, we're helping people not only understand, but really strategize on their strategy for 2022 on how to have a stronger and deeper connection with their customers and their customer base, so that way they have control of the relationship with their customer base, because we're in a time where the brand that's closest to their consumer is gonna win. Point blank, period. Don't have any middleman in between you as a brand and your customers, consumers, and your customer base, right? It's all the same thing, but you don't want anybody in between that. So direct to consumer, this event is to literally empower the people who have companies to go direct to their consumer so that they can increase their profits and of course increase their revenue and have a more solid and sound business that's more valuable, and also that they can have more equity in because they have a direct correlation and a connection with their customer base. So that's the event, that's what we on, that's what we talking about, and that's what we focusing on. So we about to hop into this event space. Diamond Sands, we using her event space over here in Atlanta. We got the workbooks, and we about to make this happen, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we think that I'm not successful because I'm not making millions of dollars. I want to encourage everybody to understand and understand that this is a long journey, and you literally have to think outside the box if you want. I'm gonna ask you why. Like, really, why do you want a retail space? Besides wants, give me like real reasons why that you think in your mind that a retail space is like a good move.
I'm thinking about it as a way for people to come and be a part of a community, for people to come and learn more about how they can really invest in their health, and a place where they can come and feel replenished and nourished.
You can't think that a retail space is going to save you. And I'm not saying that you think that, but I see people and they think that a retail space is gonna help them. And it actually hinders them because they don't have the mindset. They think that their local community is gonna see that they just moved in here and this magical thing is gonna happen, and then the news is gonna see them, and then they're gonna make $1 million. It don't happen like that. It does not happen like that. Even if you do get press, you may have a small spike, but it's not, we're about sustainability, right? So if we're saying the next 12 months, you want to focus on the team and stuff like that, then now you know that's your whole focus for the year. So like, you don't have to sit here and even have the thought about retail. So now you could take that out of your mind, and now you got more space in your mind to focus on all of this for the direct to consumer. There's literally brands doing 10, 20 million with no retail. Because here's the thing, how much it costs to build out the retail when y'all rebranded it? Yeah.
40, 50,
Okay.
But we and like our store too, because we in Douglasville, so even like them numbers are a little bit, it's gonna be a little bit different for us a little bit.
And y'all got it a while ago. But here's the thing, y'all got the retail store, why?
We really just got it for, we wanted to get the garage to produce more. That's all we got. We didn't really get it for retail purposes.
To produce your products. So we want a retail space, but you want to think about your retail as your website online. If you get a space, you just need a place that you could produce your product. Get a warehouse. Just warehouse, production, and focus on that. Like, focus on, don't worry about a retail. It don't matter who get a retail. It don't matter none of that, because we don't know what their P&L look like or nothing, right? So all this money that you were even considering, ads. The internet is the game changer. Don't be afraid. If you're not afraid to, if you're not afraid to drop this on a retail location, then you should not be afraid to drop it on online marketing. But there's some level of security that people feel paying a landlord because they can see it. But the money needs to be invested into ads. That's your rent. Ads is your rent to live on the internet. It's the same concept. So if you want to have a retail place and you're gonna pay $3,000, you sit here and take that same $3,000 and put it in online marketing, and that will give you a greater return. Because the retail place, you don't even know the demographic of the people in the area of where your location is at. You got demographics, you got your psychographics, you don't know what these people even want. And then when you could look in your customer base, if you want a retail location where y'all live in McDonough, right? So let's say McDonough. If you got 30% of your customers in California, you got 20% of your Californians in North Carolina, you got 25% of your customers in New York, why you even want a retail location in McDonough? You see what I'm saying? You have to get efficient at looking at your data and knowing where your customers are at. So when we're talking about community, you can, if you have, let's say you got 3,000 people and who are customers that are in North Carolina, email that segment of your list, hey, I'm pulling up this day, like, let's get it cracking. You could literally go on tour profitably, and you could have micro retail experiences. You record content around that. Now everybody in these other cities is like, oh shit, this brand is doing this in these other cities. Whenever you announce that you're coming to their city, they're gonna be like, I'm coming. So you, direct to consumer is about going to your customer rather than sitting back and waiting for them to find you, right? So you was gonna say something, what you was gonna say?
Oh no, just that even in terms of like retail, because a lot of people, you know, I'm like what you're saying, like people want like the store and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But even with, in our experience, the store only doing like 5% of our revenue.
5%.
It ain't, I mean, it's doing it, like, but it's not, 5% is really like,
5%.
Too much.
It's nothing. The online is the granddaddy of it all. And here's the mind game. In the beginning, the online looks like nothing. But if you commit to it, it's like a little chart. Every year, you're gonna see an increase in the online sales because your digital footprint is increasing, right? The online world, if you don't have 100,000, 20,000 to really drop a solid amount of ads, you're gonna have to be a master at patience. A master at patience. Like, understand what I'm saying. A master at patience. Why do you think people are trying to raise money? Because they know that that's what money speeds up everything. Yeah. But if we aren't, if we don't have 20,000, 30,000, and we can set 10,000 aside every month for marketing, then we gonna be sitting here like, what are we gonna do? And this is where a lot of people are stuck, because they think that somebody else who raised money that didn't tell the world that they raised money, they're spending all this money and you're making 4,000 a month and you're like, I want to be like that. But you don't even know that they got 2 million in the bank and they're dropping 100,000 a month on ads. So now you feel like you're not successful. You feel like you have no business, right? Cut everybody else off the world and we gonna sit here lock in on this. You gotta feel like you the greatest thing smoking. Now, here, today. That's literally how you gotta think from the rest of your life. That's the only way you're gonna get there. Cause ain't nobody gonna invest in nobody that ain't carrying themselves like they the shit, right? So if you wanna really get there, then you gotta carry yourself like that right now, right? So that's from a retail perspective. Your ads, advertising, I don't care if you start with 800 a month, 1,000 a month, you need to commit to that. Commit, and it will grow, right? Because when you start looking at how many impressions you're getting, when you start looking at those impressions, $800, you can reach, let's say 10,000 people. You ain't reaching 10,000 people when you got a brick and mortar. What, Google My Business is gonna bring you what, 4 people? So, you know what I'm saying? So you paying $3,000 a month to reach what? 800 people? Come on now. And when you look at your website, if you look at your monthly visitors, let's say you're getting 5,000 visitors a month. You got to ask yourself, how much would it cost for me to get 5,000 people in my store? That's a lot of people in a location. Yeah. So we gotta compare the retail and the brick and mortar to online. It ain't nothing like the internet. You can literally have 2,000 people on your website in a day, and you could be on the couch, literally. And the only time you should get a retail is when you got a team that command the retail location. Otherwise, you just your own slave. That's not business. That's self-employment, right? So these are things to think about. So when you saying retail, man, don't even worry about it, right? Let's focus on the internet. Let's focus on DC. Let's focus on your emails. Let's focus on your SMS. Let's focus on how are we going to get the customers, right? Let's focus on that. All right? I say SWAV Eyewear is the world's first inspirational eyewear company, right? I wanted to create an eyewear company that inspired people, that had inspirational quotes. That's the overarching story of the brand. Yeah. But then each product, I named the product after a lesson that I learned. Mm-hmm. So that's what I mean when I say go deep, right? Because this is how you build connection with them, right? So these are called the master, because one of my homeboys taught me about mastery, because that's what he exemplified in his life. So people who buy this, they're about self-mastery. So now that's how you're able to deeply segment, right, your customer base. And then you know the pulse of your customers more than they know, because they just consuming the shit. Yeah. But you got this down to a science, right? With marketing, you always need something to talk about. So you need a story, because at the worst case scenario, I'm gonna just talk about that. And then you have your other subsets that you could talk about as well. And then maybe every year you remix it, you restructure it, because you're gonna evolve, right? Because in the beginning, SWAV Eyewear was about, I want to inspire people. But as it's evolved, now we're getting into prescription, we're getting into different colors, and it's evolving. So now the brand story is going from, I want to inspire people through eyewear to I want to inspire people to be individual and stand out by having different color frames. Yeah. Right? So it's going to evolve, and also your company can't evolve more than you evolve. Yeah. So that's why it's important to understand you're gonna have to give up stuff. If you're not evolving, like your company is a direct reflection of like your self-growth. And if you ain't growing, this is a mirror. This is a mirror. So we gotta get real with ourselves. So if I'm not where I wanna be and it's been 4.5 years, it ain't nobody else in the world's fault. It's time to look in that mirror. And it's bitter, but it will free you, right? So keep evolving, and then your story is gonna continue to evolve. And when your story evolves, the brand story evolves, because your company ain't nothing but a reflection of like what you was trying to create in the world anyway. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. I could go down everybody right now, and it's just a part of us. And that's why we feel like it's our baby and stuff like that, right? And it ain't really your baby, right? It's just a tool. Everyone needs a customer acquisition strategy, right? So, you need a customer acquisition strategy. That way, when you're creating the content, you're just pushing them to your offer. See, a lot of people create content for the fuck's sake of creating content, right? You are nobody's entertainment. That's the disconnect. People feel like they gotta create content. It gotta be educational and entertaining. Fuck all of that. We getting money, right? We're building brands. So because of that, you don't have an offer, so you don't know where to send them to. Your content needs to send them somewhere. Otherwise, that's when you're gonna be tap dancing for people, right? So, what is a customer acquisition strategy? We need a great offer, and this is gonna be something that you're always gonna be testing. But once you get this great offer, this is how you're gonna scale your business and grow it, no matter if you're spending ads or not. If we focus on this, right? No matter what level your business is at, this is the holy grail. And I'm gonna like draw it all out for you. This right here will make you millions. And I swear to you, you create content, you push them to the offer converts, you have your follow-ups and everything, your ecosystem, your business grows, right? So this is what people are doing and were doing in 2020, 19, 18, whatever. We have ROAS versus, well, oh no, not FTC. We'll say ROAS versus okay? So CAC and LTV. ROAS is return on ad spend, okay? CAC is how much does it cost to acquire a customer. LTV is your lifetime value of your customer, right? So, this is a reactionary mindset, okay? When you're trying to manage and not lose money, you focus on ROAS, okay? And this is like, I just wanna make money. I just wanna put out 5,000 and get a 3x ROAS and make 15,000. But if you're trying to grow a company, you need to be focused on this, right? And here's why. You can only get so much of a ROAS, but you can get an infinite amount of first-time customers, right? So, and we're gonna break this down later on today, and you're gonna see it in action and like what I really mean. But if you are, let's just say you're creating content with the customer acquisition strategy, That is your offer. With you, everybody in here, you need a very low offer that could get people into your ecosystem.
Everybody checks their phone like 20 times a day. So what you gonna do? You gonna go like this, and then what's gonna happen? You gonna see, I hope this might be the chef. Hello? What's going on? Good. Hold on 1 second, y'all. We right here. I'm gonna open the door. Take a quick intermission.
So far the event has been incredibly useful. I really appreciate Isiah's like straight shooter style, really getting into his real, being really truly authentic and really putting our brands first and like what we should be doing for our brands. I appreciate the collaborative energy, people being able to get feedback on some of the things that we're working through, people being able to tell them their thoughts and their expertise. So I'm really excited thus far. Like we're only just a little, we just scratched the surface.
Alright, so the event so far has been really great. It's been amazing to be surrounded by so many entrepreneurs with the same mindset, learning so many new things that we can implement, getting new ideas from other people. I'm just really excited for 2022 and everything I've been learning so far, and it's already like half the day, so I'm excited for what's to come.
You gotta ask yourself, am I executing on the highest level possible? Like that level, right? In your industry and what you're doing. So like, am I putting the same energy that the person on this level would be putting in their life on their level? This is how you elevate yourself, right? So get real with yourself and ask yourself that every day. Like no bullshit, like no sitting around, no feeling sorry for yourself. Like winners don't feel sorry for themselves. They just go out and win, period. And that is it, yo. Jumpstart Live, the first official event that SWAV Agency has put on. If you want more sauce, right? If you wanna dive deep into your business, if you wanna get real strategic with your business and you really wanna take it to the next level, all direct to consumer, sell more products on the internet, then hit me up, swavagency.com, and let's get it.
Direct to consumer, baby.